Hi, I'm Scott McClure. Thanks for watching our third video in the Max Wilderness Experience Outdoor Series. Now, if you're lost in the woods or you're in a survival situation, one of the first things you need to do is find some kind of shelter. Now, I teach the boys in my Boy Scout troop to use natural shelters whenever possible. You know, a cave or a rock overhang or a fallen tree and improve on it. If you remember, in my last video, I showed you what I usually carry for my rain gear. I've got my military poncho here. It's got snaps on the sides, it's got grommets on the corners. Now what I'm going to do is show you today how you can take this poncho or a sheet of plastic or a tarp and turn this into a quick and easy lean-to style shelter. Now for ease of example, I've already cut a couple of sticks. I've got 4 metal tent stakes. I've got a couple of pieces of rope, and I've got a hammer here ready to go. Now, you can cut your poles once you get into the woods, or you can just tie up a line between a couple of trees to hang your tarp on. And I'll explain that when I get into it a little bit more. With the tent stakes, you can take and cut, some short little pegs and whittle them down with your pocket knife and use that just fine. As far as a hammer goes, you can use a rock or the back of a hatchet or any other tools to drive them into the ground. But like I said today, I've already got this stuff prepared and that's what I'm going to use. Alright, so we've got our military poncho or your plastic or your tarp or whatever. I've got 2 wooden sticks. They don't have to be this tall. This is just what I happen to have in the shop. You want at least 4 pegs. And I've got 2 pieces of rope. Okay, now with this poncho, it's got snaps along the side to hold the sides together. It's got the grommets on the corners. Now, as with most ponchos, this one has a hood, has an opening for your face there. So what we want to do is lay out your poncho, and when we do that, make sure that the opening will face the downward end of the slant. So we just take and lay this out. We'll take 2 of our stakes, and we take and drive them in the ground through the grommet here, the one side. And we take, stretch this other side where it's tight. Doesn't have to be super tight, but you want it, tight. All right. Now we're half done. Next, take one of your pieces of rope and one of your poles. You'll need one of your stakes and one of your hammers here. And what we do is we'll take the rope and we'll put it through one of the grommets. And we will tie it around the pole here using a Boy Scout knot of 2 1/2 inches. Now this works a whole lot better if you've got 2 people, but one can do it. And you take your rope, and at an angle here. Now it's going to be kind of wobbly until you get it finished. But you stretch it tight, and that other end, the stake down, will help hold it up. And you come down here a little ways, and you drive your stake in the ground. Oh, see, there goes my tarp. And what you do is, use that stake to hold your rope. Now I'm going to tie what's called a taut line hitch. It's another Boy Scout knot. And in a later video, we'll go through some basic knots you can use. So for now, I'm not going to explain it, except to say that a taut line, if I can get it tied right here, is just like it sounds, tight, taut, tight. It's adjustable. All right, there's that one. You take your other pole, your other stake, and your other rope, and you do the same to the other side. Tying the 2/2 hitches or whatever knot you happen to use. Doesn't really matter, especially if you're in a survival situation, you just want to get it done. You take the other stake, drive it in the ground, just like on the first side. And you tie your knot, like so. Once you get it all tied, you can adjust it around a little bit. See, this side fell down a little. Anyway, this right here is your basic lean-to shelter. Now, if you're in the woods, you don't have to take and cut your branches. If you've got it, you can just string up a rope between two trees, or take and tie a rope to each corner here and run them out to the trees. It's not perfect, it's not great, but it'll get you out of the weather. Something simple, quick, and easy, stuff you should already be carrying anyway. So this is our basic lean-to shelter here. This part of being prepared is practicing the skills. Learn the skills, practice them, and get good at them. So you can do this if you have to. The time to practice is not in a survival situation, but like this in your backyard, or some other time where your life's not on the line. So until next time, thanks for watching this video. I want you to get up, have some fun. And like the Boy Scout motto says, be prepared.